Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. Today I have a new essentials for you, and before I show you, I wanted to update you on the first set of essentials that I put out, and they are the photo mats. And I'm gonna do a specific video just for these. I just haven't yet because I'm waiting on my awesome stamp set to be back in stock. So once this is back in stock, I will make a video specifically for this set of essentials. But I also wanted to tell you, I'm going to give away one stamp set, and also wanted to tell you quick update, and I'll probably mention this again. Remember, I'd broken my photo corner chomper thingy? Well, they came through and they sent me a new one, so I have a new one. However, let me show you. I went and purchased me one because I'll tell you why. They, American Crafts, I contacted them, they sent me a new one, right? But they sent me the wrong thing. So they sent me the scallop and cloud one. So I was like, shoot, I need one now. So I went and purchased one, right? But I contacted them and said, oh, she sent me the wrong one. Well, then they sent me out the right one, which is great. So now I have two working, excuse me, I have two working corner chompers that are for the photo corner. So I'm going to give one of these away, and I'm going to give one of the stamp sets away, and I'll probably do that when I do the separate video just for the photo mats. But anyway, I just wanted to update you guys on that. But what I did is I took some of my Basically Amazing foundation templates. This is the add-on scrap journal part, and where I had made the photo mats. You know, this is like the ephemera holder book I made for the photo mats for the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats. I made me a book just for my new essentials photo mats. So everything that I printed off already can live in here, and it's got easy access. And if I need one really quick, I can just go grab one, okay? So I did make myself another little book just for these because they're different. These don't have, not all of them have the photo corners, and not all of them have the black mat. So you're supposed to cut them out to where they just have a white mat, and also with no photo corners, right? So they're different than the Basically Amazing add-on photo mats. So I really like that. So I wanted to have the option. I wanted to have them both together. And isn't this paper just beautiful? I mean, isn't this paper just beautiful? This is not my paper. I will link, I got it in Etsy, so I will link the shop down below because we're going to be using this paper for the essentials that I'm bringing out today. I don't know if we're going to make anything today. We'll see. I'm kind of trying to record in between stuff here because we got a lot going on. It's the weekend and people are working on cars out. People, but when I say people, I mean my husband and son are working on my son's car outside. My grandbabies are coming over. Anyway, so this is the first essentials. So it's the first time I've ever brought out the templates in the letter and the A4 PDF options, okay? And these do not have background designs on them. It's just kind of the basic essentials, you know? So there will be no background designs on them, not like with my other templates that you get a whole set of plain and a whole set of background designs. That's not what these really are intended for. These are kind of like a pared back version of things that I think are essentials, okay? So these are in my Etsy shop. I'll link these down below. I'll also link the video up here where I introduce them really quick too as well. So I wanted to show you the book there. Okay, let me put it up. So the next set of essentials is, let me find the front cover really quick. Here it is. Ink stations and garbage bowls. And then there's also a bonus corner chomper stand insert. Let me show you that right now just because it's super, super fun. How am I going to get it? Ugh. So it holds up to 6 corner chompers, right? So check this out. So this is the bonus piece right here. Isn't that cool? So I made it to fit inside of the large garbage bowl that is part of this new set of essentials. Whoops, there's something sticky all over it. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you that really quick because I'm super excited about it because normally I store mine upside down And I think that's what contributed to me breaking this little piece right here off, because it could get caught. So I would normally have them in a basket and they would be upside down, standing on their head like that. So I really like the idea of them being upright. They could be on my workspace. They can be in my drawer where I store them, wherever they need to be, but it's nice and tidy and they're standing upright. And it can hold up to 6. I don't know how many corner chompers there are now, because they have reintroduced several different ones, like in a different combinations. I don't know. I didn't really do any research on that, but anyway. So I have 6 there, and I think I may have one more somewhere that I don't have in there, and I'm trying to find it. What's this one? Oh, this one is a stud and scallop, and I don't know if this was an old one or a new one, but some of the other corner chompers that I have, there's one that has the stub. I said stud, didn't I? The one that has the stub on it. And then I have the new one that they accidentally sent me, the wrong one. It has the scallop on there. So I don't have this one in that set. And I don't have the broken one in there either. Okay. Okay, so what's included in here? This also comes in the US letter format and the PDF format, and there are 2 separate PDFs in the listing. So if you use US letter, just download that one. Don't confuse yourself. I had several people that confused themselves by downloading both of them and didn't pay attention to which one they were printing from, so there was differences in sizes. So, oops, there we go. You're a little crooked. So there's a special PDF for the US letter and a special PDF for the A4. These also are plain templates. They do not have background designs on them. None of this paper is included in here in this set of templates at all. Okay, so let me show you what's exciting. I got ink stations and garbage bowls. Let me show you the evolution of ink stations really quick. Well, let me start with the garbage bowl, the evolution of the garbage bowl. So, this was my very first garbage bowl. Isn't it adorable? I love this. And this one was made, and I have a video where I made this on video, or did I make this on video? This was the tray, and this was like the precursor to my Crafty Companion, basically, is what this was. But this was from 2017. I will link this video up here. It's from March 28th, 2017, and it's from my set of templates, the small keepsake box and mini album, a printable template bundle. So I took the small keepsake box and adjusted it. Just don't have a lid. It just doesn't have a lid. And I made my first garbage bowl. That was what, 4 years ago? 4.5 years ago, I guess. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I still love it. I still use it. It's just not on my workspace. So those were my first garbage bowls from the keepsake. Like I said, I will link that above. And then my second garbage bowl is this one. And this one was done June 2019. And this one was using the Crafty Companion. So this is a massive set of templates where it's all for organizing and working, and you know, when we're making mini albums, it's to help our creative process, help keep us organized while we're creating. And so I took some of the crafty trays, and one of them I used to make a garbage bowl, which I have a video up here. And I also used to make an ink station. So here's the second generation garbage bowl and the first generation ink station. Okay, so I took some of the trays and I just used them for a different purpose. So that is the second garbage bowl made using my Crafty Companion. So I'm gonna keep these 2 out, and I'm gonna set these other things aside really quick. So this was the first garbage bowl. This was my second garbage bowl. And then these are my new garbage bowl sizes. So here is the small, right? There's a small size garbage bowl and a large size garbage bowl. So they're all different sizes. So, I mean, to be fair, if you have the Crafty Companion and you've made yourself a garbage bowl and ink station using those templates, you don't have to have this set of templates. These are great. I think they're a great size. I think they're perfect. This holds any size ink pad mostly, except for like these giant ones. It doesn't hold those, but it'll hold just about anything. Okay, so this is the Evolution. This was the first one, second one. So these two are in this new set of essential templates. And they're a little bit deeper than the others, and they're different sizes. So you don't always need, like, this is like a good in-between. So look, that's like a really good in-between size. But sometimes you don't need a large one, you just need a small one. So I just did 2 different sizes. And this one also, you do the insert for the, you add the insert for the corner chompers as well. For this one, if you want to have a corner chomper stand, okay? And then the feet are 100% optional. I just like them. I think they're cute. I like it because things can get up under there. Like if you were working on something, you could just sit it down and you won't be messing anything up. It will be like underneath here. Does that make sense? So I like the feet. I will link the feet, or I'll have an Amazon list, I think, for this project, because there's chipboard and all that kind of stuff. So I'll add these. And if you don't want to buy it on Amazon, you can always go to Hobby Lobby or a craft store and go into their wood section. And a lot of times they will have little things like this. So that's where some of these feet that I have been using came from. And I think they're basically jewelry box feet, if you want to look them up and look at different styles. Okay. So, there's garbage bowls. There's 2 sizes of garbage bowls. So that, you know, I wanted to touch a little bit on that. Let me move these, the first and second generation garbage bowls out of the way. So there's 2 garbage bowl sizes. And then there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 different ink station sizes. Okay, so here's my original ink station. Right, and it would fit a blending tool, and it also holds a ink pad, right? It also holds a rectangle ink pad as well. It holds some of these ones that aren't exactly shaped, you know, perfect, like this one's kind of oval. And let's see, it doesn't obviously hold the big one. I don't have a whole lot of options, but out there, oops, because I only use a few different types of inks. So anyway, so yeah, this is the first generation ink station. And again, that video, I've got it linked up in the cards and down below in the description of the video. So there's that one. So the new generation ink pad or ink station, here is the new generation. Okay, so this one is specifically made for square ink stations. So this is made for the distress version, right? So we've got in it, you can see the difference in size, but I do like my little feet on here, you guys. I just do. Like if you're working, the lid will actually sit up underneath it if you need it to. Okay, so you don't take up as much space and things don't get lost. This will also hold a mini ink cube, not the rectangle ones, but but the little small, it'll hold that in here. And then if you had a round dauber instead of, where's my round daubers? I got so much stuff sitting around. You can have that and a mini ink cube there if you want it to. Or you could have your ink blender and your refill all in one little spot. And I tend to use the same colors a lot, so this would be ideal for me. Well, then the second part of this type of ink station is I have a double square ink station. Now, a lot of times, the reason I did this is a lot of times I am using another ink, but I forget about it. And that's because it's sitting off to the side and it gets buried under something. But if I know, if it's sitting here, let's say I'm using the walnut stain and I need to use the black soot, I can have both of those onto one ink station and it's there and I remember, okay? And it has space for both blending tools, you know. It has space for mini ink pads. The rectangle ones will fit in here as well. So that is for the square, right? The square ink pads, which is mostly, I think is mostly the Distress ink pads. I'm not 100% sure because I don't have one of every ink pad out there. So then the next section in this new set of templates is rectangle. The rectangle ink pad in the single, right? And it has room for your blender. I didn't put feet on this, but I just wanted you to see. So there's the single rectangle, and then, hang on, hold please. And there's also the double rectangle. So if you're a person that uses this size ink pad and you are using more than one ink, then it will work. Now this one, the rectangle, will fit other things, like this is the VersaFine, and the Memento, whoops, the Memento inks will fit in here. The StazOns, wait a minute, the StazOns, I don't know if they will or not. Let me see. I should have, yeah. And also wanted to tell you guys, these will be snug. You want them to be snug. Well, these don't fit. Well, they do. They do if you push in there pretty good. What about the StazOn? The StazOn will fit if you push in just a little. Again, but you kind of want that because when you take the lid off, you don't want the whole pad coming with it. So we have those. And then the third size is the universal ink station. Okay, we've got the single and we've got the double. And this one will work if you got those big ink pads, but I don't use these types of ink pads anymore, but it does flip open like that. So this ink stations probably aren't a good, you know, thing for Stampin' Up! Ink pads and ones like that. But these will fit almost every single, oops, got my little wedge there, almost every single type of ink pad. So if you didn't want to make a specific one for these, you can make one of these and it'll fit all of them. Kind of like this one fits almost all of them, right? But I don't know for sure out there how many don't fit because obviously I don't have all of these sizes. But these are, this is the universal, this is the rectangle, and this is the square, and they all come in single and double. All right, what was I gonna say? Oh, when it comes to the feet, I did order some of those like door, what are they called? They're the clear plastic things, and they come in different sizes and stuff. So if you didn't want your stuff moving around, you could use something like this and it will stay put. But like for my stuff, I like being able to push it around pretty easy. So I don't know, like I tried to see what would happen if I put it under here, these little feet. And I mean, you can still move them around. So it just depends on what you're looking for, but I did want to check these out. And there's a bunch of different sizes. There's square, there's round, there's thicker ones. So these are a good option too if you don't want to put like the decorative feet on there. Oh, while I was thinking too, there's these big I love these foundation, oh look, foundation feet from Ideology. I don't know if they're still available anymore, but anyway. So then a couple extra things that you get. You don't need this extra thing for the square, but for the rectangle ones, where's it at? You get a lift box. Now, why do you need a lift box? I will tell you. The rectangle ink pads, they tend to sit more shallow, and I couldn't make these sides any more shallow than they are without it being too wobbly. So the size works perfect for the Distress pads because the lid is smaller than the base, right? So you don't need any help with that, but with these, you do. Now again, these are gonna fit snug. You want them to fit snug, but right as it is, without the lift box, I can't get that lid off of there, right? So I have to take the whole thing out and take the lid off. Well, if you put this little lift box in here, right? And you put it in here like this, it's snug, the bottom is snug, and then you can get that lid off, okay? So you also get that in this set of templates, and that works for any of these, but since it's snug on these, that's when you would probably need them. Oh, there was one of my, I was just doing like a test. Didn't I make another one? I thought I had another one finished. Well, anyway. So that's important to have for the square, I mean for the rectangle ink pads is the lift box. And then of course you saw the corner chomper bonus, corner chomper insert stand, what did I call it? I'll have it in here. Let's see. I called it something. Let me see. The corner chomper. Oh, the bonus corner chomper stand insert. Okay, so let me move these out of the way and I will show you everything that's in the template if you want to check it out. So this is a printable template, not a physical item, nothing physical with this listing. I will have these linked down below in the description box. They're in my Etsy shop. And this is a workbook that I made. Again, I just printed everything out on just regular paper, and then I laminated everything, and then I printed some of the things out onto cardstock so that I could use them as traceable templates. Some you can print directly onto your pattern paper for your mats, makes it easy, and then the stuff that you're going to be using to cut on your chipboard, that's what you'd be tracing. So one of the things in here is a printer settings test page. Now, this was also included in the Essentials photo mats because you want your photo to fit inside of that photo mat. It's not supposed to cover the entire photo mat. If it covers the entire photo mat, then you need to check your printer. It might be printing your photo mat smaller than it's supposed to be. So follow the instructions, do a quick printer test, make sure that you write down everything that you change or don't change. But again, this is also another reason why I'm doing the A4, because sometimes the size does matter. And in this instance, I can provide both letter and A4, like I could with the Essentials photo mats. So that way everybody has the right size. So you get that. And then it starts with the square ink station. This is like a title sheet, and it's a picture of the two. And this is the one that you would be tracing onto your chipboard, okay? Now, I also want to talk about chipboard really quick. And it says on this page, it says, do not use heavyweight chipboard or corrugated cardboard. It's too thick. It is way too thick. You need to use 30-point chipboard. This is medium weight 30-point chipboard. I will have it linked in Amazon, but I'm going to take a piece of this out. This is 30 weight. Now, cereal box chipboard weight is thinner. It's like 32 point, and I'm going to grab a piece of this. Actually, I'm going to grab two. So this chipboard is more like cereal weight. It might be a little thicker or a little bit more stiff, but it's super thin. But if you take two of these and glue them together with a liquid glue, like a white glue, glue them together, put something heavy on them, then you've got the same thickness as this 30-point medium weight chipboard. But this is what you want to use. So if you've just got a bunch of cereal boxes, just make it to where it's thick enough. So this ends up being a 1/16 of an inch, I think. Let me see. I'm thinking that's what it is. Let me see what this one is. Oops. Yeah, it's a 1/16 of an inch, or roundabouts. Also, I found a new ruler. Okay, I will talk about that in a minute. So you want to use the medium weight chipboard in order for things to fit properly. And then you could glue two pieces of lightweight cereal box or whatever, put heavy weight on it, let it dry, and use that to cut out to make your thicker chipboard, okay? But that's very important. You want to make sure you use the right thickness. Do not use heavy weight. If it's an 1/8 of an inch, it's too thick. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, it's too thick. If it's anything more than a 1/16 of an inch, it's gonna be too thick. Okay, and my new ruler. The reason I like this ruler, I was looking for a new ruler. I went online searching for a new ruler. I usually use my Tim Holtz rulers, right? I usually use these, and I was looking because I need to replace a couple. I have some all over the place in my workspace, and some of them are worn off, and I've probably purchased about 15 or 20 Tim Holtz rulers. Well, anyway, I saw this one. This one is Creative Grids, and it's an inch and a quarter. Is it an inch and a quarter? I think it's an inch and a quarter, you guys. An inch and a half. It's an inch and a half, but it has these grippies on the back, so it's meant for fabric, I think. But what's nice about it is it doesn't slide. So when I'm doing a project like this, and trust me, I've made a bazillion of these little boxes as I was testing to make sure that everything worked together. I've made a bunch of them and I've used this the whole time. So when you lay it down and you have your craft knife and you're cutting, this ruler is not moving with very little effort. And when you use this, it has that nice metal edge, but it moves around way more than this one ever thought about, okay? So if you want to check that out, I'll have it linked in my Amazon list. But I highly recommend, I bought this one, and I also bought a bigger one. And this one is 1, 2, 3.5 inches probably. Yeah, I think so. So I bought 2 different sizes, but that was after I bought this one first, and then I was like, I want another size just in case. Okay, so yeah, talk about the ruler. So each ink station and garbage bow, they come with the templates that you trace onto your chipboard. They come with the outside mats and the inside mats. Now I'm going to tell you, my outside mats, I kind of left them larger because I like mine to be a little bit more covered, where if you did the normal math where you made them, you know, 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around, to me, when you mat the ink stations, I wish I had an example to show you. It doesn't cover enough of the side for me, so I left these a little bit bigger. So if you don't like that, just cut them down a little bit. It's totally fine. But I left them like this so that you could print that page out and you can mat them inside out. Boom, done. And then here is the double square ink station. Now you'll notice, like here, there's 2 pieces, and what we're doing is we're making a division here, so that the ink pad sits snugly and your blending tool sits snugly. Because, well, let me, I don't want to use that one. I don't want to mess up my thingy here. The blending tool, especially this one, the round ones, they fall all over the place. But I feel like if it's a little bit more snug, it won't fall over the place. And also, I don't have to try to hit a perfect hole for it to go into. This is, like, you know, a good space, and it's not as wobbly. So that's what we're doing here. So we're taking 2 things and we're putting them together. Okay, and of course I'm going to do very detailed videos on all of this. So it's all part. The videos come free with your purchase. I just have to film them. But if you want to see the basics, you can go watch those other 2 where I made the small keepsake garbage bow and where I made the other garbage bow and ink station from the Crafting Companion. You can watch those, and you could probably make these even without any sort of additional video. So there is the single square and the double square. And then there is the outside mats for the double square and the inside mats for the double square. And then the next section is the rectangle ink station. And obviously I've got archival ink as the main, because that's what I use mostly. So besides the distress inks, I use the archival inks mostly. But sometimes I use other stuff. So I like being able to have 2, like a 2 for 2. Does that make sense? So I might have this brown ink and this VersaFine ink sitting there together. But the only thing about the VersaFine is that the lid, you know, it's not as easy if like you can just take the lid off of this. This one, the lid flips out and under, so it's the same thing as like the Stamp It Up, but I just wanted to show you they would fit in here. Anyways, okay, moving on. So the single ink station, right? Then there's the outside mats, inside mats for that, and then the double rectangle ink station, right? And then outside mats, inside mats. And then there's the little lift box. And it's just as simple as this. You put it together, and then this little template here, you don't really need to mat it because it's going to be under an ink pad. But this little template here is for you to use to take whatever you need to fill up that space. So you can use this. So you could have 2 that are this size and then fill in with other bits of stuff. You know, you don't have to have it a complete solid block, but you can use your scraps and things like that. So to make that box that'll go inside of here perfectly and that'll sit under your ink pad. Do you have to have it? No. Is it going to make your life easier? Yes. Okay. Alright, so then here's the universal ink station. That's what I call it because it's going to fit most rectangle or square ink pads. But it's not going to fit all, of course, because obviously I don't have all different sizes. But here is the universal, and you'll see that it's not in 2 sections. Like these are in 2 sections, right? You'll see that this is just like one open section. So this is more like the original ink station that I made. Okay, so that's the difference. It's just a little bit more loosey-goosey. It's a little bit bigger. Oops, I'm trying to keep them separated. A little bit more roomy for whatever it is that you may want. But the same thing applies. Don't use heavyweight and don't use corrugated cardboard unless it's super thin. They do make corrugated cardboard that's really super thin. Here's the outside mats, inside mats. There's the double universal ink station. Oops. So see, I matted all these pages and then I cut all of these out. I printed these onto cardstock, cut them out, and I burnished or folded, scored and folded everywhere I needed to in order to make these templates. What's this? This is the outside mats, inside mats. A lot of times I think I'm probably just going to be printing these directly onto something. So, all right, garbage bowls. So here's the section for garbage bowls, and it starts with the small garbage bowl. This is not as crucial whether or not you use heavyweight or corrugated cardboard, but if you use the large garbage bowl and you're wanting to make the chomper stand, you're going to want to make sure you use the right weight on that. So there's the small garbage bowl. That's the templates for the chipboard. Oops, I didn't stick them on very well. So here is the outside mats for the garbage bowl, inside mats. You don't have to mat them at all either. I mean, it is a garbage bowl, but look how pretty, right? Look how pretty the insides of those look. Like here's that's the large, but here's the small. Look, I mean, it could be just white, but why? Look how pretty that is, okay? All right, so then here's the large garbage bowl, right? That's what this one is. And then outside mat, inside mat. These are obviously for the large parts, outside, inside, and then these are the outside, inside of the sides. So those were too big to have on one sheet. Then here's the bonus corner chopper stand insert. Doesn't that just look so cool? So here's what you trace onto your chipboard, but I'm obviously going to have to do a video on this specifically. I couldn't actually tell you exactly how to do it in writing, but I will show you in a very detailed video how to make this ink stand, not ink stand, how to make this corner chomper stand insert. And here is the mats for the corner chopper stand insert. Obviously you don't need inside mats, you just need the outside mats. Here's the 2 pages of that. And it does say, you know, look, print onto pretty paper or trace it onto pretty paper. Whatever you want to do, it's totally up to you. And that's it. And then there's these don't come with purchase. These are available separately. I will have them linked both down below. There are 2 different ways you can assemble these, and whoa, my dog. There are 2 different ways you can assemble these, and I will show you that in future videos, but it's so simple. It's so simple, you guys. It is so simple. So you could assemble these the exact same way as I made the original ink station and Sophie. No. You can assemble them the exact same way. And there's also another way where you can just use construction strips, or you can cover the whole thing. There's several different ways you can make them, but they're easy, and I will try to get those videos done ASAP for you guys. Guys, you're gonna have to let me know what you think about these new essentials, and you're gonna have to let me know which size that you think you're gonna be using the most. Are you gonna make one of each? Are you just gonna make one for your most favorite ink pad? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about these 2 sizes of garbage bowls. Also, I can't really carry this around with it full of corner chompers, but tell me what you think about the corner chomper stand. Isn't that awesome? I have been wanting one of these, something like this, for so long, and I am so happy that I decided to add this into the mix. And it was kind of an afterthought. I was like, you know, that would be perfect for, you know, and I just kind of had the one prototype that I had made, and I was like sticking them like this, and then I was sticking them like this, and I was like, oh. So that's kind of how that came about, you guys, and I was super excited that it did. So you don't have to have it full. You could use it like this, and then you could use it with other, let me find some more stuffs. Like if you wanted to have these in there on the sides, let's say you're using certain things for a project, you can just have those things handy. What we got here? We got our power punch. You know, you could use it however you want. Everything I design, I try to make it to where it makes life easier for you guys while you're creating. It makes creating that much more fun and enjoyable. So, but anyways, all right, that's all I have for you guys. Do let me know what you think. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on these upcoming videos. Be sure to turn that bell notification on too as well. And go check out the new essentials. They're not expensive. And don't forget, they're in letter size and A4 size, all in the same listing. So you only need to download the PDF that concerns you. So whether you use letter or A4, you just download that one PDF. There's no background designs on anything. It's just a reminder. I will link everything down below, like this beautiful paper, even though I'm going to be using it in the video. It's so pretty, you guys. It's so pretty. All right. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Go check out my Etsy shop, and I will see you guys next time.